So one of my biggest pet peeves is when somebody calls their debit card a credit card, because fundamentally these two things are completely different. So what we're going to do in this video is set the record straight, remove any confusion you may have regarding credit cards, and prepare you for this next step in your financial life. So a credit card is kind of, in a way, like a public library where instead of borrowing books, you're borrowing money. A credit card gives you access to a fixed amount of money that you could use at any time, and as long as you pay the company back within the given pay period, you won't owe anything extra. Now let's get a little bit more specific. Here are some terms that you'll need to understand if you become a credit card owner. So this is a rate that's actually set by each individual credit card company. But if you take that rate and divide it by 365, this is the amount of interest that you'd be charged daily on an overdue balance. This is the period of time that your transactions will be tracked and grouped by for billing purposes. Now, this is a document that shows your transactions during a given billing period and the amount that you owe. It's also referred to as the bill. This is the total amount of money that you can have borrowed at any given time. And the balance is the amount of money that you currently have borrowed. So now you swipe as you please without spending over $500, and at the end of this billing period, which is usually about 30 days, you get a bill. So this bill will contain your updated balance, which is just the amount of money that you owe, and you'll have about 30-ish days to pay off that balance to avoid any interest charges. Now, if you can't pay off your balance or you just don't want to, what they'll allow you to do is just pay a minimum amount, which can be anywhere from $25 to $75, and the rest of the balance will just be charged interest and put on your next bill. And you repeat this cycle every single month for the rest of your life.
So, do you think you're ready? I think so too. But here are 5 things you need to know before opening your first credit card. Number 1, your credit score goes down faster than it goes up. What does this mean? Pay attention to your score, because when you go to buy Susie her first new car or get your first home, the only thing separating you and buying power will be your credit score. Speaking of credit score, that brings us into number 2. A credit card is the easiest way to build and maintain your credit before you get into the more complex credit. Your credit score is out of 850. In order to have a good to exceptional score, you want to make sure you're staying in between 670 and 850. 670 and 850. Anything lower than 670, you tried it. The score is actually broken down into 5 categories, but I'm not going to get into it now because I'm doing a whole separate video on how to increase your credit score. So make sure you stay tuned and watch out for that new video coming soon. Number 3 is something that is so important, and I wish someone could have constantly told me before I opened my first credit card. And you guys know the story, but what I was taught was that a credit card is for emergency uses. So I thought it's like extra money, emergency money. I was so wrong. A credit card is not extra money at all. It is not your safety cushion. It is not there in case of an emergency, only in case of like a dire emergency where you really don't have the money and you just need to see Beyonce. But in a nutshell, credit cards are borrowed money that, stay with me now, you have to pay back. So whenever you go to swipe your credit card, ask yourself this: can I pay this back? And let's be real, nothing in this world is free, especially not money. Now, number 4 is something that is so important. The moment you open your first card, download the company app, set a reminder for yourself, or even have a bird literally fly to your house every month. I don't care what you do. Anything to make sure that you never have a late payment. Payment history is the largest factor on your credit score. Unfortunately, it is the easiest to maintain if you just stay on top of it. Because if you miss a payment, there will be a late fee. And these credit card companies do not care what you've been through or what your excuse is. All they know is that they want their money. So don't slip up, because your credit score will slip down. Last but not least, number 5. Interest is the worst. Interest is literally, in the easiest terms possible, the price you pay to rent money. So the more you prolong your payments, the more the balance will increase. That's why if you have a large amount of money that you have not paid for a significant amount of time for your credit card, you'll see it'll start to slowly increase over time. And at the end, it probably will be so much more than you actually borrowed in the first place. Yeah. So if you want to rid yourself of the burden, pay as fast as possible. A quick tip is that technically, if you make a transaction on the first day of the billing period, you actually have about 2 months to actually pay for that transaction, because the latest you can pay your bill is usually a month after the billing period ends. Pretty handy in times of need. So now you are officially ready for your first credit card. Please guys, pay attention to this video, pay attention to your spending habits, and make sure you pay attention to your credit score. Let us know if you have any questions for us in the comment section down below. But if not, just go ahead, like, subscribe, comment on anything you want. Make sure you're following us on Instagram because we are so close to doing our next giveaway. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.